dating life dry? What are you laughing at?
Troy.
A Pew Research study from last year found that 30% of U.S. adults have used online dating apps, and 10% of married couples say they met their significant other on one of those apps.
I've known many people to meet on apps. All right, a Forbes health study found that over 30% of men and nearly half of women don't feel positive about dating, unfortunately. So we're asking the question, are the old ways of dating dead?
And joining us now via Zoom is a national dating expert, Monique Kelley. Hello, Monique. How are you? Creator of Cocktails and Confessions and also the author of Reality in Chaos. Great seeing you as always. And I've got to disclose things here. This came about because a member of our staff, and I'm not calling them out, they've been on these dating sites. And they say within like the first couple of minutes of messaging back and forth, there are explicit pictures being requested, and it's almost become more of a hookup kind of app, and there's no date.
Is that the trend?
Okay, so here's the thing. You also have to think about which apps you want to use, because certain apps are more popular for hookups, whereas other apps tend to be more for people looking for long-term relationships. However, I always tell singles, dating apps are not the only way to meet people, and a lot of singles are starting to return to the world of organic dating, in addition to dating apps, or if they have dating app fatigue.
Okay, so talk about this organic dating. I mean, what are we talking about here? Because I think of organic as in food. So what, like...
You're not meeting in the produce aisle.
I mean, you know, like where do we go?
Okay, let me explain this. Organic dating is old school dating where you go out, you meet people. I always tell people, think about places where you're going to meet men, where you're going to meet people who are age appropriate. For instance, right now we're coming up on the fall. So it's homecoming season for a lot of colleges, high school class reunions for a lot of people. You're meeting other people who are in your same age range where you have things in common. I always talk about meeting people through fitness activities. A lot of people are joining running clubs and they're meeting people that way. Also telling friends you want to be hooked up. Don't assume that they're going to hook you up. Tell them you're ready to date. You want to be hooked up with someone where you get a reference at least from a friend. So that's what I mean, organic dating, going back and getting actively involved in dating day to day, not just relying on dating apps.
The way you met when I was a kid, right? You knew somebody at school or as a friend of a friend. You know, there's this thing as dating
in your
apps.
circle.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Exactly.
So now, and then I brought something up at the beginning of hookup apps, but you're saying now that a lot of younger people or people in general aren't really hooking up at all.
Well, there is a trend. Now, I'm not saying people aren't hooking up at all. Don't come in my comments saying I'm not telling the truth now. But a lot of singles are choosing abstinence or celibacy. Look at Lenny Kravitz. He just talked about the fact that he has been celibate for many years. So some singles are going that direction because they're tired of just the ups and downs, disappointments of dating, the frustration, and they're going back into themselves and having self-care. So a lot of people are choosing celibacy and abstinence. Not all people now, not all, but there is a growing trend with that.
Okay, another trend, you know, back in the day, it used to be so taboo to talk about politics or religion or what have you, but apparently that should be one of the focal points, right?
Yes, things have changed now with the climate of the world and all the politics, the election, and all those different things. No matter which end of the spectrum you are, if you're left, right, Republican, Democrat, people are talking more about their political beliefs. And some singles are even meeting people at the phone banks or volunteering for certain campaigns. In that situation, you're meeting someone else who has your same political views and the same excitement about the election, no matter what the candidate is. So people are talking about political views very early on, even putting that in their dating app profiles.
So Monique, I think you're giving a lot of people some hope here. So what you're saying is, in your opinion, dating, in fact, is not dead.
Let me tell you something. Dating will never be dead. Dating is the one thing that bonds us, whether you're in a relationship, just out of a relationship, looking for a relationship, curious about your single friends and what they're going through. It bonds us because at the end of the day, we all want some companionship and love in our lives. So dating will never go out of style, but how you approach it will change throughout the years, wherever you are in your life.
Monique Kelley, always great talking with you.
To our coworker who thought it was dead, there is hope.
She needs to switch apps, I think. We're going to work on those. Yeah, okay.